$50 plus appointments.
Ooh, Celeste.
Yes. We want to hear from you in a bit, Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see next screen and promoters. We're almost to the bottom here.
Almost to the end. C4 new promoters. Yay! We all have one. Amy, Susan, Tyra, Dee, myself, Kelly, and Gina, all with potential new promoters.
And there we are with recognition. So I wanted to take a few moments to share recognition because, you know, this is a brainstorming session and we have a lot of names that keep appearing on the top. I know we want to hear from Celeste, Dee Thornton. A lot of you are being successful. I know campaign 5, at least I looked. Additions are looking okay for quite a few of you, and I'll mention that. But, you know, our cells are soft, so I thought, well, we could figure out, you know, what can we do? You know, the reason our cells are soft is we don't have the staff. So we obviously are trying to get to crossover. We're trying to get our additions up. So I think the purpose of this brainstorming session is we want to talk about the discover parties. We want to talk about if, you know, what's working with us and if something's not working, how are we getting to those additions and those crossover numbers. So Gina, if you don't mind, Gina had in campaign 5, she's got 17 additions in already and in one market and 10 in her other market. So if you don't mind to share what's working for you with us. Gina, are you out there?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
What I honestly want to say is that what's working, I really don't have a secret, but if we want to call it that, I've been working with 2 in the market that has 17 additions, and I believe 11 of those are traditional. What they really have come from 2 of my leaders who are seriously wanting to go to the Bahamas, and they want to advance their title. So these ladies have been working fiercely with me and with their teams out in the field because the one potential promoter has come from one of the leaders who's working towards the Bahamas. So really, basically, it's really me having this one-on-one with these ladies. I tried to have a one-on-one schedule with everyone that was interested in going to the Bahamas, but these 2 ladies took off, Alicia Patterson and Melissa Hale. Alicia's trying to get from gold ambassador to bronze leader, and then Melissa's trying to get from gold leader to executive leader, bronze executive leader. So they have been working really hard out in the field. They have not done a party as of yet. I do have one scheduled on Saturday with one of them, and hopefully that we'll be able to convert. But really what it is just sharing the Bahamas trip. One representative, you know, goes on a trip with her best friend every year somewhere, and she took the information that we shared, I believe on a call a few campaigns ago or so when this first came out, and she ran with that and you know, talked to her best friend and said, hey, let's go on this trip free through, you know, you helping me with my Avon business. I want to do X, Y, and Z, and this is what I need from you. And her friend jumped on board, and this is someone that she had tried to get to become an Avon representative many times before, and her friend wasn't interested, but she was interested in this trip. So that's really my secret. I you know, if you want to call it that, it's just really working with these 2 ladies in this one market, and then in my other market that I have 10, I have one representative who really by accident, so to speak, because she didn't even know that she was tracking. So once I saw her numbers, I'm calling her, and now she's on board. So really, that's the secret sauce right now, that I, you know, have 3 people between the 2 districts who are seriously interested in going to the Bahamas. Sorry, I don't have a real secret that I can share, but that's it.
No, that's great, because we have what's out there. We have the tickets, we have the trip, so we need to use these as leverage to get them excited.
And I will say, I'll jump back in, Amy, is that one of the things that I did notice is that what has happened is become a little bit of competition, because I am not a huge, as you guys know, I'm not a huge Facebook poster, but I've been posting the who's tracking to the Bahamas. I've been doing things like that, and I've been getting phone calls. Wait a minute, I should have more points. I got this, I got that. So they're seeing their name in lights, and they want to be at the top. So that's inspiring them, and also have been posting who's my top recruiter per week in each district. And I combine both districts, so I just pick one. Whoever had the most additions for that week gets that crown for that week and gets to run around and say they were the top recruiter in both districts. So I don't know if that's helping, but I do think a little bit of friendly competition does make people jump up and do something.
Right. Good. Anybody have questions for Gina? What she's doing?
I do. It's Terry. Hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Gina, well, first of all, congratulations. That's awesome. And my question is, now the people that are doing this, obviously it's helping both ways because they're getting the points they need, but you're also getting the appointments in your district. How did they go through the neighborhood? Did they go to local businesses? How were you able to get them, it sounds like all or the majority of the appointments went in your district too, with this group that's real anxious to go to the Bahamas. So what exactly did they do? Where did they go? Where did you go? How was that able to be done?
Okay, and one representative, she's all over, but she has been committed because she wants to really help support the district. And that's Melissa Hale. You guys probably, some of you might have seen her name because she recruits everywhere. However, she went into her neighborhood and got a couple of neighbors interested. That's where those appointments came in. That she typically does not. She's a great recruiter, but she buys a lot of leads, and she travels a lot. So her appointments this time has been, I was excited to see some hit my district. However, Alicia Patterson works for the school system. So what she's done is she's partnered throughout the county and gone into the schools and made a presentation. I went with her on one, but this was even before our vacation, like a boss became an incentive. She decided she wanted to grab hold to these schools. And so she has partnered with the secretary in each of the schools, and they are working together to get a representative / a leader in each school that she's representing in. And she's also reached out to her family. So that's really what they've done. Like I said, Melissa Hale is a great recruiter, but she typically buys a lot of leads and recruits all over. But she went around to her neighbors and shared what she wanted. And she's a great representative. She sells to those ladies, but she's never really felt compelled to get them to join her team. But this inspired her.
So it sounds like, go ahead.
No, I just said thank you.
You're welcome.
So Gina, my question is, with the opportunity of the trip, is she also enticing the new people that she brings on board to also work towards the trip? Because that will give us some leverage as well. Has she been able to do that, get more people excited, and maybe do it as a group trip? So then they're also looking for additions.
She has, but she has not been successful in getting anyone to join her to go on the trip. However, Alicia, she's the one who got her best friend. Okay. So, I'm not saying it's not going to work, but that's the conversation, to see who wants to go on this trip with you and break it down and share with them how they can go on the trip. So it has not worked for her on that sense, but the people who have joined in her neighborhood or decided to sign up to help her in her neighborhood doesn't mean that someone won't jump on board at the last, I don't know, but it has not happened that way.
Okay. Well, thank you, Gina, for sharing. Celeste, we saw your name quite a few times. Do you mind to kind of share what your secret to success is with your additions?
Well, I kind of agree with Gina. The trip is certainly inspiring them. They're excited about the trip. And one thing that I've got 2 representatives. One just doesn't fly. The other one's got a family wedding that weekend. And they're kind of pumped about the money too. So make sure and mention that, because if they don't want to go to the Bahamas, they can get the money. And normally Avon doesn't do that. If they offer a trip and you don't take it, you're just out. Well, this time you can earn that money. So I think that's big. That's helped inspire some. I have not had much luck yet with the Paradise parties. We had one yesterday and we didn't have anybody come, but we think we recruited someone there also. We've got a couple more scheduled this week. And I think the scratch-off tickets, once those start hitting, I think that will help also. So we didn't have anyone earn it in campaign 3, but we did in campaign 4. So they should be getting those probably, I would say, next week after we bill out for 5. So I think that will help too. And then just being out on the street, I've got some strong leaders that they don't buy leads, they don't want to buy leads, but they are out working probably a good 3 to 4 days a week out recruiting and talking.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else want to share what's working for them?
So Kelly and I, along with a couple other managers, did a fun Facebook Ticket to Paradise. This was for all representatives. We invited everyone. And it was really fun and really engaging. But I'll send you guys the link so that way you can go through and steal everything if you want to and do your own, because it's awesome. But the thing that we found was we asked them to do specific goals like share the Ticket to Paradise information. And then we asked them later to complete their 40 by 4, snap a picture of it and send it to us, because then we have their leads and we can work with them with their leads. And what we found was several of them wanting to do their own Facebook party. So that was kind of where I found, and then Kelly, you can share about yours too, but that's where I have kind of found some of my additional Facebook parties to do, or the Paradise parties, because then they were on there, they were so engaged, they thought it was great, and they're like, hey, how do I do this? And we're like, reach out to your district sales manager and we can do this same thing with you. So the flow's already saved, it's already done, you just copy and paste, it makes it easy. So Kelly, why don't you share just a little bit, if you would, please?
Yeah. So I'm working 3 districts entirely remotely. So, I can't really do a party for anybody. I could, get on the phone with somebody, or they could Skype me in, or whatever the case may be. But, Rhonda had encouraged the Facebook party, and Amy's done several successfully. So I know we've done one too. It's been a while since we did a North Star party, but it's been a while since I'd invited my team to it, and they're really pumped. They were really pumped about it. And so here's my suggestion to you guys, whether you're working remote or not, do this party as an option. But what Amy and I did is, instead of doing the Paradise party for an individual representative, is we first did it as a group, so multiple districts, so that we could just have a lot of attendance on the party, and we ran it. And that got them just really jazzed to see how easy and fun and interactive it was. And by the end of it, they were all raising their hands saying they wanted to do the same. I have 7 Paradise parties booked, all via Facebook, 2 today. So wish me luck. It will be my first one. I'm going to kind of extend upon what Amy and I did and take a tip from Rhonda. I love borrowing you guys' ideas. Thanks. But I'm going to do a live Facebook feed. Also my first ever. I'm going to put makeup on and everything, but do that as kind of a way to kind of kick the party off, but then the tasks throughout. But I think it's a really good way to have a far-reaching effect, whether you can be at the party or not, whether you're working remotely, and you can really still be influential in getting this representative, potential new team members and new customers to help towards her goal with the party, and really just in general. One thing that I'm really keeping in front of my leaders is that the incentive is going to come and go, but the extra 3% that they're going to earn for the lifetime of a qualified new representative is a game changer in their business. So I think that we need to continue to use that as leverage as well. But yeah, check out our party. It was a lot of fun.
So are you guys going to share the link to that via email so that we can see it? Or?
Yeah, I can send it on email, but I also just posted it into the chat box.
Okay.
And then so every time I have ever done a Facebook party, I'm just really anal about, I want things done at a specific time. I want them done to where I don't have to think about it. And so I've always put it into like a Word document and had like the words that I wanted there and the picture that I wanted there, and just copy and paste it. So I also had that whole entire flow in a Word document that I can send you. That way you don't have to go in and copy everything from the Facebook, and it just makes it simpler. And then
That would be great. Thank you, Amy.
That's awesome.
Well, and do keep in mind that our party was for representatives, but then the point was to get the representatives to want to have their own party for their customers. So we'll have to, when you do the individual parties for the representatives, you'll have to change it up. But yeah, Amy did an amazing job setting everything up, super interactive and just really fundamental. It still surprises me sometimes how fundamental we can be virtually, because I'm a big fundamental person. I'm a big face-to-face, process-oriented person, and it just continually surprises me that you can do that even virtually. So, yeah.
And like
party in your pajamas.
And like Kelly said, to her point, we went out to the whole big group first, but now it's about, we are going to have to change it up just a little bit for our individual Paradise parties, because it's not going to be as much information and it's going to be different. But what we also talked about, and here's food for thought, is when we're doing our Paradise parties with individual representatives, we talked about setting it up in a group, like doing their own group instead of just on a Facebook event, because you can't go live on an event. You can't.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can now?
I did it last night.
Yay, awesome, Rhonda.
Yes.
One of my girls set up her own event and she changed it last minute. So I was just getting off a new rep training class and jumped on. She had just already started. So because she had made me a host, so she made me a co-host of her event, I Facebook Live right in.
You need to share that, Rhonda. It was awesome. And I think that it would be a really great way for us to kick off any of these events that we do virtually. It was really inspiring.
It was funny because I did it like, how you do things. I'm like, oh my God, that's tonight? Crap.
Yeah.
And I just popped on and did it. I will send out the link. She still has it up. And she's got quite a bit of sales from it. And we think we have 3 leads from it. We're talking today. And that was our first official Paradise party was last night. So I've got,
awesome.
I have like 7 or 8 already set up. And I don't know if this will help anybody because I love y'all's idea too. I think I'm going to have one on my personal Facebook page for my people because, hey, we can get tickets too. But then I'll invite all of my teams too to see what I did.
And what's funny about that, Rhonda, is when I set up this event for us, I did it as a public event. And I already had like 3 family members and friends call me and say, what's this Ticket to Paradise? I want to go to Paradise,
Right?
So it works. It really, truly does.
I think we need to, but one of the things I did and if you haven't done your sales meetings yet, or you're still spiritual, whatever you're doing, I had them do goal setting this time again in the very beginning before we got started. And then I had them commit, like today, I have 14 people in the room who have to give me their dates for their parties.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have them on the books yet because I told them they had today until 5 o'clock. So it's a good way to kind of incorporate what we're already doing when we're out in the field because you can kind of look at them one-on-one. But and I had one that did it in person this weekend too. So, it's not like I'm doing a lot of them are really enjoying the Facebook piece. And I think we're getting better attendance.
Good.
So we'll see.
And we all
And
have
Rhonda,
go ahead.
well, I was just going to say, and Rhonda, just to kind of get a little clarification. Now, our goal was to encourage them to set up the event and them to invite everyone and then just invite us. Is that what you did?
That's all I did.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Because
I had to make their own lists and I had them I walked her through creating the event, how to do it online and how to make me, add me as a co. She said, oh, this is just like a birthday party, right? And I'm like, it's exactly like a birthday party. So she got really excited and she invited 123 people. And I'm going to have to go back and look and see how many were actually there was a lot of activity last night. So her first question was, how many mascaras do you have in your bag? And it was really funny because people started saying, oh, I've got this one. And she's like, well, I need a waterproof one. Oh, well, we have that. It was really kind of cute. So I'll send it to you. Most of these were her planned questions. And some of them I had given to her as options, like videos and things to put in. She did an amazing job. So we'll let you know.
I think this is the secret to our success. It's what I was sharing with Angela a couple weeks ago after we did my review, is really finding a different way to go out there to get those traditional recruits because they do net you bigger sales and retention. And it really is about teaching them how to do these. I have one scheduled tonight with a leader that's invited a hostess. So I'm teaching the leader how we're going to do the Facebook party. So I'm doing her first one for her, but with her, so that it takes that anxiety away from them and they see what it's like. But then going to have her branch out to do her own. So she's got her hostess tonight's invited over 100 people. They're, very excited and keeping that energy going. Great way to take, and say, you can earn this in free product because you hosted the party, or you can take $100 in earnings by starting with Avon. Do you know what I mean? Which one are you going to take, the product or the money? They're going to take the money every time. But it's showing them how easy it is to sell the product and that they already have customers. So we're not convincing anyone they need to do anything. So I love it. I think it's great.
And I just shared the link from the one we did. Although, again, it was a rough start enough to say, I know we got to do things differently, but you can't be afraid to try it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it
It's
sounds
really
like
interesting.
we're
Go
having,
ahead, Amy.
yeah, it just feels like I'm having the same problem. I've booked some of these parties and the live parties, and people don't show up. People are not excited about getting on my calendar. So I really like the idea of, Kelly mentioned she has 7 parties scheduled just from doing it through Facebook. So, but as you all mentioned, we need to still do the live ones and also branch out with these Facebook party ideas. So I think we're on to something. Rhonda mentioned, the sales meetings. A lot of us have sales meetings tonight. One thing that I am going to do is I am going to challenge them to book a party with me. I'm thinking if we get, like she said, we can get in front of them, we can make a big difference. And another thing that I'm doing that's kind of helping me, the parties that I have been able to book, actually 2 ways I'm doing it. One is through a leader. I've got one leader, she loves to host parties. She loves to do parties. So she's going out to her team and she's getting her new team members to set these parties up. But what I've also been doing is, like a lot of times we do like our Monday night training with our new representatives. And I found that when we do that, sometimes I don't have, I have a very small attendance. So what I've been doing, I created a video. Nanette actually created the PowerPoint. We were going to do our meetings together. And we found that, let's just create our own video. And then what I do is I text it out to my new representatives. So as soon as I get an alert on my phone that I have a new appointment, I have it in my notes, the video and kind of what I want to say to them. And I text it out and email it out to them immediately. And then I have like a secret code in the video. And my code is Fortune is in the follow-up. It's about almost to the end of the video. So when they text me back, Fortune is in the follow-up, I send them a free gift. And then I set up their one-on-one Zoom meeting or in person if they're local. I've done both. And at this point, that's where I'm introducing the parties. And that's given me more leverage to get, just to get them on the phone, to get them to talk to me and then get more excited about it. So that's another thing that's kind of helping out is just, really just going after the new representatives right there in the very beginning, right there at their first contact and showing them, what's on the table as well. So.
And Amy, just to add to that, it is helping because you're keeping them engaged. Once you send out that first text, you know right away who's paying attention and who's interested. And once you make that contact and find out, okay, well, are you here to make money? And then you go straight for the party, because kind of what Amy and I discussed was like, let me do this for you. Let me put this party on for you to help you build your first order, get your business off the ground and hit your first goal. And so far, I've had one to book. She's booked for next week. And another one is searching her calendar because she's got a special needs child that she needs to, get family members to come in and help her. So, and then wrapping her whole business around this party, because what she wants to do is more online sales and have her customers come to her so she can be there with her special needs child. So it's helped a lot. Thank you, Amy, for sitting and brainstorming with me, because it's making it more personal and that immediate contact with them really lets you know, okay, this is a person that I can work with, and they'll tell you right off the bat, yes, I want the party.
Hey, this is Dee, Nanette.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, all of a sudden my brain got foggy. Just so I'm clear, when you guys are offering this for them, let me do this for you. When you're setting up the party for them, because I think Hope said she did it as well, are you setting it up on your page or your Facebook group page and they're inviting people, or are you doing it on their page with them as a co-host, or how are you doing that with them? Do you see what I'm saying?
For this young lady next week, it is actually a live party, so I'll be going to her.
Okay.
And I have another that's going to be following up our meeting today that we're going into, and how I'm going to do it is to make her own group.
Okay.
And that way, so she can invite her people into that group, and we can do the live video feed, we can do the chat, everything is right there in that group. So we can do orders, the whole 9 yards right there, and I will be in attendance to the party to show her how to do the first one, and then she'll know how to do this for her next time, and her group will already be set up, so it'll be I'll walk her through setting the group up, so she'll have control of the group.
Sounds good. How much lead time do you give when you've set the party up before the party starts? Like, is it a week? Is it 5 days, 2 days, 24 hours?
I would go at least a week, depending on when they sign up.
Right.
Because we want them to get, as many people to attend as possible.
Got it.
So that gives them time to market, time to talk, and to get their kit. Because you want them to be familiar with the business before we start talking about, all this other stuff that they have no idea what we're talking about. So that helps with the one-on-one.
Okay.
And not to mention the one-on-one, D, I couldn't even get my people to commit to a one-to-one. and I mean, once you get them on that, they send it. I think it kind of makes them feel obligated because you're sending them something.
Yeah.
So immediately it's like, okay, well, great, phrase at the page, wonderful. So what address should I send this to, and when can we set up your one-to-one so we can discuss how to build your business?
That's great.
And they normally will come back. I've had at least 3 in the last couple of days. They answer immediately, and one, she was apologizing because she didn't get the answer until like 8 o'clock that night, but she felt she needed to get in that phrase that pays.
And also I found, because over the weekend I was kind of late on looking at my email, so it was pretty late when I sent I sent an email instead of a text. Typically I'll do a text with a shorter version of what I want to say, and then I'll do an email. And when I send the text, that's when they come back quicker. Also, guys, I don't know why, but it's saying we have 5 minutes remaining, and I pay for Zoom. So we're just having major technical issues today. So I just want to warn you, this is going to shut off in 5 minutes, and I have no idea why.
Amy, if I could just share real quick, I've been posting the Facebook parties that we're going to do. And I've got representatives in other districts that are saying, I want to do that. I want to do that. So if you're not doing those, I would highly recommend, because you may have representatives. I've told them I'll invite them to one of mine, but definitely, not something I can do for everyone. But I do believe you have to help show them the way. And so when I set up the events, I'm setting it up under mine, but I'm making a host for me, the leader, and the hostess. And that way everybody can go in and invite. Now, if you don't have people that show up directly to the party 5 minutes before it starts or when it starts, you can actually do a challenge and tell everyone that's on there to share the link, and it will share it on their newsfeed. So they could be inviting people to the party, everyone that's viewing.
Because I've been
another way to increase your attendance.
I've been approaching it a little bit differently, just based on a model that one of my leaders and top sellers has been doing, where it's been leaving it open for a couple of days. It's not live necessarily. It's like a 3-day or a 5-day period, making sure it's wrapped around the online brochure staying open. And I actually hope I had a leader from another district, a traditional market, that I just trained her and her team on how to do it. Not doing it for them, but I gave them an hour training, and just because their traditional manager.
Mm-hmm.
Familiar.
Yeah, so even if you want to say text 3 friends and invite them to join.
Right.
You posted on your newsfeed the links there. Have them come join us. Whatever that may be, you're just getting more referrals from other people.
How much sales average are your team people getting?
I'm just now starting one this week because I had to put stuff together for the supports. But I've got at least 12 leaders and representatives that are going to have already said yes.
That's awesome, Hope.
So if I can get them doing it and then duplicating it, that's the secret. So I'm taking the anxiety away by me doing the first, and then I'll attend their second one for them so that I can help support. But then their third one, they should be ready to roll.
That's awesome. And is yours just an hour live one? Okay.
Hour live, but you can leave it open and say the party's not going to close till 3 days later if you want.
Okay.
So yeah, no worries.
Okay.
And Hope, I think we were in kind of like the same boat, trying to get some materials all thrown together and things like that. So if you could share anything that you pulled, that would be awesome, because, like Kelly and I kind of did this other side of it, like the whole representative side. Now, it's getting down to the details and the finite part of doing the individual side that I haven't got all that done yet. So that would be amazing.
And I love the brochure for campaign 6 because it's the sale brochure. It's a perfect time to start the parties.
Well, and that's exactly what I was doing. I was doing it based on a specific brochure, like brochure 6.
Yeah.
So so the sales, some of the specific posts will be different each campaign because it's going to be sales driven. And I've been talking about you get driving them to a $40 purchase, so the buyer is getting that free shipping, and trying to design some of their ads around that as well. I don't know about you guys.
And on the flow that I just sent out, the one little image about what's your one go-to product that Kelly had found is awesome. So, I mean, that applies even to like the individual parties, and I think that would be good for sales and stuff.
Hey guys, our meeting's going to shut off any second, so I apologize. Like I said, I have no idea, but it's saying less than a minute. So thank you. I think we got a lot of sharing. If everybody will send that out, and I just didn't want it to shut off right in the middle of mid-sentence. So I have recorded it. But thanks, guys, for joining. And I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Amy.
I don't know why the Zoom is doing this to me, but it is. So I'll talk to you soon.
Somebody tied to our credit card.
Well, no, I
That's what I was just going to say.
Oh, our credit card canceled. That's why. That's exactly why.
Oh, you didn't do the annual.
No, I do it by month, and that's
why.
So, okay, well, it says less than a minute, so I just wanted to stop us there. So, thank you, guys. I think we had a great meeting, lots of sharing. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye.